9/11/01, Tuesday, 10:20 a.m. Back at the Surrey, handwritten journal as it happened. At approximately 8:50 a.m. on break at WTC2, floor 61, we were all looking south toward Lady Liberty when above us and to the west, we heard an explosion and saw fire, papers, and debris flying south. After some initial gawking, we headed for the stairs and began hustling down. Somewhere between floors 40 and 30, we felt the staircase shudder and sway, which caused some panic and much personal reflection, prayer, and shaking. We smelled smoke, but thin, and the departure was fairly orderly. We finally reached the third floor and found direction to a set of escalators heading for the building exit. Authorities told us urgently to move along and cover our heads. We saw much debris on the ground, and conversation was that one plane had crashed into Tower 1 and another into Tower 2. That was the shudder we felt in the staircase. As we hurried further from the building, we could see both towers were in flames. People were leaping from the building to their deaths to escape the flames. A young man from my class named Lewis from New Jersey found me, and we both decided to leave the area, he to his home, I to the subway at the Brooklyn Bridge to go back to my hotel room. I spoke with Diane to let her know I was okay, and thank God for that contact. I cannot get through to anyone now, although I just did leave a message on my parents' machine at about 10:15 a.m. Now, with the news on, I see we had a terrorist attack, possibly Osama bin Laden. May God remove him to hell. Both towers have now collapsed. Another plane crashed into the Pentagon, and now at 10:40 a.m. another has gone down in western PA, 80 miles southeast of Pittsburgh. I have not seen my roommates since we exited the building, nor anyone else I know. I pray for an open line, but the magnitude of this tragedy is beyond what infrastructure can handle. All airspace is currently closed. For how long? I have never been so isolated, and I pray for patience and God's hand upon all that is happening here. After the building collapsed, many people were trapped and are trapped. God help them. We may not stay here for 3 weeks, but we will definitely be here for a while. God help us all. I thank God for allowing me the presence of mind to return to my hotel in this small amount of contact home. I have been part of the worst tragedy in U.S. history, or at least it relates to my life, and am blessed to have made it out and left prior to the collapse. I pray for more phone contact at home to soothe them. My reunion will be sweet and tearful. 11:30 a.m. I finally got through to Alaska. She said I was the one they worried about the most because I would be the one to go back to help somebody. Thank you, God, for godly character. I spoke with Di about 10:45 a.m. and we cried a prayer of thanks. Alaska said David is okay and John probably has a broken ankle. I'm still waiting for Mosen, my roommate, Steve, and Chris. God be with them. 12:01 p.m. I heard from Steve. He's okay. No word from Mosen. He was ahead of me coming out. I pray he cleared the area. 1:15 p.m. Mosen made it. I had talked to Kathy, his wife, an hour or so ago and let her know he had come out with me, and I had been praying ever since. Thank you, Lord. Chris was already with Steve. I spoke with Rev Harry 45 minutes ago, and he had gone to my house about 10 minutes after I spoke with Di the second time. All U.S. airports are closed. We may all try to go to Connecticut as soon as we can get out of the city. I will get together with Vicky and find my way home from there. The scope of this rape of America is beyond any tragedy ever in my lifetime. 9:12 p.m. I finally spoke with all my loved ones by about 8:15 p.m. tonight. It looks like I'll go to CT tomorrow and stay a night with Vicky, then take a 12-hour train ride home. We have experienced America's second Pearl Harbor. AA Flight 11, 8:48 a.m., struck number 1. At 9:08 a.m., UA-175 crashed into the second tower. 9:43 a.m., AA-77 crashed into the Pentagon. 10:10 a.m., UA-93 crashed outside Pittsburgh, all hijacked. 10:05 a.m., Tower 2, South, collapsed. 10:28 a.m., North collapsed. Ash looked volcanic. Probably thousands dead. Palestinians celebrated. Taliban says bin Laden didn't do it. An associate of bin Laden was to be sentenced in NY near WTC tomorrow. WTC number 7 also burned, then crashed. Thousands dead. I and my friends are alive. The only air traffic in NY or anywhere was U.S. military. No commercial flights over the U.S. At any given time, 4,000 planes are in the air over the U.S. Our Chief of Staff says, your armed forces are ready. We who survived feel as if we are akin to a ship at sea that has been attacked, and wonder if our families and friends are feeling like that as well. We are okay. They may be suffering more. Like a hero who returns from war after taking the hill by killing an enemy platoon, I do not want to be a spectacle when I return home. I pray I just handle it well. I have a headache. My knees are a bit weak. My stomach is a little queasy. I will remain aware of my feelings and pray for God's guidance. Mom says, God has a plan for you. Of course He does. I pray for wisdom and discernment.